It's that time again. Welcome to Tesla Shorts Time Daily, episode 466. Patrick here in Vancouver. It's May 7th, 2026. Here's your Tesla news rundown. Tesla is recalling over 218,000 vehicles due to a rear-view camera glitch that raises crash risks. The recall covers more than 218,000 vehicles across multiple models where the rear-view camera feed can fail to display correctly. Without that image, drivers face a higher chance of incidents while reversing or parking in tight spaces. Tesla plans to address it through an over-the-air software update that should restore the display function. This latest action builds on other quality and reliability steps the company has taken recently across its growing fleet. The sheer volume involved points to the challenges of maintaining strict component checks when output stays so high. While the recall focuses on fixing existing hardware issues, Tesla's sales performance in its largest market shows a different side of operations right now. Wholesale deliveries of vehicles built in China rose 36% compared with the same month last year. The increase follows several softer months and reflects steady interest in the updated versions now reaching customers. Adjustments at the Shanghai plant seem to have helped keep production steady despite ongoing local competition and regulatory requirements. The recovery matters because China remains a key volume driver for Tesla, even as other brands expand their own offerings there. It also shows how refreshed designs can support demand when production pacing is tuned to match market conditions. Stronger China numbers come as other automakers push harder on charging hardware, where Tesla's current approach is being directly challenged. Kempower has introduced a new modular fast charger that distributes power more flexibly than fixed supercharger setups. Operators can scale output across several stalls without being locked into rigid hardware limits from the start. The system is aimed at fleet managers and site owners who need to adjust capacity as usage patterns change. This kind of design shows how third-party charging technology is adapting to varied real-world demands beyond what a single network can cover. It also highlights the competitive pressure on established players to keep evolving their infrastructure. As charging hardware evolves, so does the software layer that defines vehicles themselves. Rivian's chief executive identified Tesla as the only other company working at the same level in software-defined vehicles. Both companies treat the car as a computing platform that can receive ongoing improvements rather than a fixed mechanical product. The comment points to shared priorities around over-the-air updates and continuous feature additions after delivery. This view mirrors a wider industry move away from traditional hardware-centric thinking towards software as the core differentiator. It also underscores how quickly expectations are shifting for what a modern vehicle should deliver over its lifetime. That software-first mindset is also visible in upcoming hardware changes at Giga Texas. A camouflage, longer wheelbase Model Y was recently photographed at the Texas factory. The sighting indicates that domestic production of the extended variant is progressing as planned for North American buyers. Earlier reports had already pointed to this model serving regional demand with added space. Tooling and supply chain work appear to be advancing alongside the vehicle preparations. Such steps show how Tesla coordinates manufacturing timelines across different product lines. Production planning like this also extends to how Tesla might move its next-generation vehicles. A Tesla Semi was photographed carrying a Cybercab on what looks like an early logistics run. The image suggests coordination between the commercial truck program and future robotaxi hardware movement. It offers a hint of how production and transport plans are taking shape for these upcoming vehicles. Logistics details like this often surface quietly before larger rollout announcements. While hardware moves forward, software ambitions continue to draw attention in new markets. Tesla posted an opening for an autopilot engineer based in Bogota to help collect local road data. The role focuses on sensor calibration and mapping work for prototype vehicles operating in the region. This marks an early step in validating full self-driving performance on South American roads. Early preparation like this can smooth later regulatory and technical reviews once testing expands. Recent clips of full self-driving handling complex urban driving have drawn positive reactions from owners watching the progress. The footage shows smoother choices in mixed traffic compared with prior versions. Interest is growing around how soon these refinements might reach broader availability. Now, one thing worth watching is how repeated quality issues like the camera recall test Tesla's ability to stay ahead of customer expectations. The scale of recent actions reminds us that high production volumes bring ongoing validation demands that software alone cannot always preempt. Addressing these quickly remains important for preserving trust and limiting further regulatory attention. Taking a step back from today's headlines, the repeated emphasis on software features like full self-driving can obscure how hardware constraints still shape what is actually possible on the road. A rearview camera failure affecting hundreds of thousands of vehicles is a reminder that even advanced driver assistance systems depend on reliable physical components working in every condition. Data from recent regulatory filings shows that camera-related issues have accounted for a measurable share of Tesla's recalls this year, outpacing some traditional automakers in volume even as overall quality metrics improve. The engineering reality is that sensor placement, wiring durability, and software fallback logic must all align. A single weak link forces large-scale interventions that no over-the-air update can fully prevent in advance. Tesla's vertical integration gives it a practical path forward by controlling both the camera hardware specifications and the validation loops that catch edge cases before they reach customers. Tightening those loops at the component level, rather than relying solely on post-shipment fixes, would reduce recall frequency and strengthen the foundation for more ambitious autonomy claims. Keep an eye on further updates around longer wheelbase Model Y production timelines and early FSD data collection efforts. Fast. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $398.73, up $1.78, 0.4%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.